What he did to Federer and some of the majors, being able to come back when it was down to a last shot and win. But there's something about Novak that rubs people the wrong way. A lot of people. It's not just me. A lot of people. A lot of people. Not everybody. Now, U.S. Open had people cheering for him last. He's going to have, what he's done for his country and everything, and won the Olympic gold and all the other things. And he goes out of his way. I watch him on Tennis Channel. He's the nicest interview. He's great. He really, really personalizes it, talks to everybody, doesn't try to big time anybody. But it's like he just rubs people the wrong way. And when he double faulted, not cool, by the way, when the crowd cheers when you double fault, not cool. Let's be honest. You hit two serves into the net or hit one into the net and one long. It's going to piss you off, and now somebody's cheering. I mean, that's what happened last night. Anyway, we've got a lot of Dolphin stuff that we're going to be getting to here this morning, and we're all set up. Jamie here, we're good to go for a break here as we're getting all our people just coming in. It's weird, man. I was looking, it was really dark in here. Jamie got in here this morning, and I was like, I was watching, and I was like, man, this is weird. And then I realized there had to be an accident. So that's why I come in like so early in the morning. I couldn't sleep. So I came in early and attacked Dunkin' Donut like there was no tomorrow just to get ready to go. So, hey, if you're out there in that traffic, man, hang in there with us because we got some Dolphin stuff. They're getting ready to hit the road on Saturday for a Sunday game against the Colts. I think it's one of the biggest home openers in the history of this franchise. It is so important for this team to get off to a good start, get a little confidence, have some success against the Colts team that's got some good players, but it's very beatable starting at the quarterback position and looks like good matchups in the passing game down the field for the Miami Dolphins wide receiver. So we'll talk more about that. We'll get in some things that you might be concerned about, some things that look pretty good with the Miami Dolphins. We'll have all that for you when we come back. First, I want to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic. I know, this is a good time to find out how bad your low T is. If you're in that car right now and you're snapping, you're losing it, you're honking, you're screaming, people are looking at you and you're throwing out F-bombs. You're spitting F-bombs out, 20 a second there. You're so upset about this. Okay, I get it, man. You're a little fired up this morning. It also could be low T. Listen, Atlantic Men's Clinic, whether you're tired all the time, your energy level's not where it used to be, and you know how this works. If you're not working out like you used to, and you go, I just don't have, I don't feel as good, so I don't do as much, and they're going, but you've gained 20 pounds. Yeah, well, I still eat the same amount. If you want to be active, and if your sex drive is gone, and you feel like, this could be a little ED, those are two letters you never want to hear, ED. Sex drive is gone, hit and miss a lot of nights. Well, I've been through it all, man, and I got to tell you, I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I had great results, and I know you will too. Atlantic Men's Clinic, this is what they do. They knock out ED and low T. They get your levels back where they should be. The program works quickly. They have 7 locations, including a brand new location in Hollywood. You come down there. We're going to set up that first appointment, get it all set up. Hey, Joe Rose said to get set up with you guys. Okay. The PSA test will do that. You'll meet with their professionals. They'll explain everything to you. You probably have a lot of questions. And then if you like what they're telling you, get on the program. You're going to have great results, and it's going to happen fast for you. Hey, 7 locations. You've got one close to you. I go to the Plantation location. The new one in Hollywood is really, really nice. Call him today, 877-455-7300. Are you ready to turn back the clock and feel like you used to? 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Get more information. It works. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Hopefully, you're all out of the traffic. Woody, you're back. You're good. You got out of that mess today. You're ready to go, and so are we here. We've got a lot of stuff to get to. I want to get over to the Dolphins here. I know this Tyreek thing is still a topic, and a lot of people followed up with, what's going to happen next with Tyreek and, not being a captain. And listen, I think Tyreek is on a huge mission right now that has nothing to do with meeting with a bunch of other guys and the coach every week. I'm not taking anything away from the captain position. I'm sure it's a little embarrassing he's done this to himself, and I'm sure now he realizes the guys on his team that were here last year mostly, because the young guys don't know a lot except what they've heard, but the guys that are back from last year. And he's going, okay, probably some guys in my own receiver room. My own receiver room even said, nah, you're not one of our top guys. You're not to meet with the coach and be a captain. I think Tyreek is so past that and is on this huge mission to have a big season. The big season is what keeps the salary up. I think he's on a mission. He's embarrassed about not even getting to 1,000 yards last year. I expect he's going to have, and he knows they need him. He needs them to get it going. I don't know what the relationship with he and Tua. I don't know if they're hanging out. I don't know. Tua's kind of a private guy. I don't know what he does. I don't know if he invites people over. I don't think Tyreek's worried about that. Listen, man, a lot of people we're different. As long as we play well, we don't have to hang out and go to dinner and go play golf together or anything else, to take our kids and go hang out at a park. We don't need to do that stuff. That doesn't need it. This man wants to show everybody he's one of the best players still, and his numbers did not show that last year. He's fighting right now. He's in a big fight with Father Time at 31. I just think that's it. He knows the team. I'm guessing they've said, hey, man, that if he doesn't realize how much we need him, I do. He's still on here after everything that's happened. And so I expect him to have a big year. I do. I expect, and by the way, I wanted to get right into this stuff about the team and where they stand a few days away from their first game against the Colts on the road. Daniel Jones, and a very winnable game for this Dolphins team. Great first game matchup around the board that I feel really good about for this team in this game, because the Colts have got their own issues right now. Hell, they got drama at quarterback. They got the backup quarterback now's agent saying, my guy had a great camp. Why isn't he starting? We're going to have to look into this. Really? Ain't nothing to look. Go work on another client. You apparently aren't getting the truth. So, how will the new offensive line play? That's number one for me. We got 3 new starters on the offensive line. Patrick Paul, I think, is just a matter of time, and he's going to be in that elite club. I think it's going to happen fast for him, but he takes over. He's still, for the first time in his life, going to be the starting left tackle for the Miami Dolphins in year 2. Jonah Savaiinaea is starting left guard and going to make some mistakes. He's going to make some mistakes. He's going to block the wrong guy. He's going to have bad technique. The veterans are going to work on him a little bit. They're going to pull all the tricks on him and everything else. But down the road, he's going to be one of those guys, ends up being that big old body. And that guy's got some meanness to him. He's going to be real good. James Daniels at right guard. Got brand new guards. 2 big guards. And big Patrick Paul out at left tackle to go with Brewer and Jackson. How will the new O-line play and look right off the bat? How will they play? That's my number one. That's more than the cornerback position. And that does get into the second group. Jack Jones, Storm Duck, Rasul Douglas, and Jason Marshall. Most likely will be the 4 guys that line up with the safeties, and I don't know, they'll play 2 and 3 safety sets back there, and Coach Weaver will do some different things. How will they play? I don't think he's going to put them in any real bad situations, but I like our matchups. This receiving core for the Colts is good, not great, but it's good. It's got guys that make plays. And so I want to see. We got to make some plays this secondary. You can cover guys up. You can do different things. You can get a great pass rush, but you're not getting a great pass rush every. If we sit here and think that front 4 of rotating guys that we like, Chubb, Phillips, Judon, and Chop, they're all really good, and I think they're going to put up as a group really good numbers. I do, but they're not going to get there every time they pass rush, and so you're going to have to cover a little bit. And do we make some plays on the ball with that group? When a guy does catch it, are you at least in good position and not getting roasted? That'd be the other one. And obviously can't have any mental mistakes at this point. They just can't happen in the NFL. And then the third part. This falls back on the coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff, McDaniel, Smith, Bevel, and Slowick. All working together. We've added more guys with coordinator background. We got a ton of guys, and their job is to figure out a little different than the run game. I'm not taking anything away from the run game. Yes, it's important. We got to have a better one than last year. We got to be better on short yardage in goal line. Yes. We got to figure a way how to get the 2 guys you're paying close to $60 million to on the outside. Waddle and Tyreek Hill. It's their job to figure out, besides bubble screens on the outside, get the ball out quickly and block, and we ran a ton of those last year, and their numbers showed that we ran a lot of them because the numbers were way down. Everything, yards per catch, catches, everything. We got to figure out how to get the ball down the field. And by the way, that doesn't mean, and I know that those 2 words I hate, too deep. I hate them. Hate hearing them. We've abused them over the last year. Our coaching staff's abused them. No more. There's ways to work around it. Everybody else is doing it. Slants, deep crossing routes. Probably a better running game helps. But there's ways. There's holes. Too deep, over the top of a corner before a safety can come over. Toole looks things off. He's really good at it. But they got to find ways to get those guys off to a good start. This thing is set up for a track meet, and we need Achane, Hill, and Waddle to be the story when this game's over, with some splash plays down the field, some 20-plus yard plays down the field. Not like last year, but the 2 years before. This falls directly on those 4 guys. McDaniel, Smith, Bevel, and Slowick. Outside of Mike, who's the head coach and calls the plays, the other 3 all have some form of coordinator in their new title. And they need to figure out how to get this thing. Slowick's seen it as a coordinator in Houston. Our guys have seen it, what didn't work last year. It's their job to figure out how we can get this thing figured out so that we can get those guys the ball. We just can't go, well, they figured us out. We couldn't throw anything down the field. We're able to throw a couple of short crossing routes. No, we have to get the ball down the field. That doesn't mean takeoffs. If they're not there, you don't force a takeoff. You don't throw into a safety. I'm not saying, start doing dumb things, but there's just ways on timing routes to get the ball. There's holes all over this Colts defense for us to have some success. That's all. Anyway, that's just some of the things for me. Those were the 3. And we're going to talk to Kyle Krabs, who really broke it down, everything from coaching staff to roster, every team in the NFL, did some really interesting stuff, and also looked at the schedule. And so we'll talk to him, all the power power rankings are out for a lot of the teams, and I see Florio and Pete Prisco were not very nice to the Miami Dolphins. Darn those guys, man. Just didn't see a lot of love in this team. Hey, I'll tell you where you get a lot of love, though. It's truck month here at your South Florida Chevy dealers. It is truck month. And if you're ready to get a new truck, not happy with the truck you have right now, looking for a great deal on a truck, now's the time, man. We got some great deals. We've got 14 dealerships throughout South Florida, so you've got one close to you to go check them out. The durable Colorado with a standard Turbo Max engine, impressive torque, aggressive off-road capability for every adventure that lies ahead for you right here in South Florida. But let's go to the Silverado trucks, like a Silverado 1500. Always ready, steady, and strong, delivering all the power, functionality, and advanced tech needed for the workday workhorse and the weekend warrior. Hey, whatever it is. You work in that truck, that's how you make a living. We got people up early this morning, work out of that truck. That's how you make a living. And most of you don't just work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. A lot of you work Saturday and Sunday because that's how you make a living. You need a truck just like you work. Silverado's got it for you. Silverado HD. They got a truck that's perfect for you, man. All the legendary horsepower and one of the hardest working beds in the business. Hey, whatever it is you're looking for, check out your South Florida Chevy dealers. Find out why our trucks are number one selling trucks, and they're fun to drive, full of heavy-duty truck, everything you need. So whatever you're looking for, see your South Florida Chevy dealers today for outstanding offers going on right now.
it easy to find us.
A ton of experience with Austin Jackson, and that was the variable that just got back on the field, and I think there's a group of guys that are very talented and well versed and own the system that they're operating in, and I think that they have confidence going into week one through the best way to have real confidence, which is through work. And I think that we have there's a lot of guys that stand to have the ability to put themselves in position to redefine who they are as players based upon, they've had a tremendous offseason.
All right, that was Mike McDaniel talking about his offensive line. Listen, this is first time this starting five's played together. First time. I don't mean practice, but I'm talking about the highest level going 100 miles an hour on the road, very loud place indoors where the Colts play. And these five guys will play because Austin Jackson's coming back. And we're glad he's back to play together. This group plays together. The second part is, and it's been really hard, so it's fair. Can our starting five stay healthy? I can't remember last time I saw a starting five for the Miami Dolphins stay healthy for most of a season, where you're just down maybe one guy. I guess every team probably goes down one or two at some point. It just seems like going back in the history, our team has just lost a lot of offensive linemen. A lot. A lot of guys get hurt playing, third center one year. Had the third center playing. First two guys were hurt. We've been through a lot of tackles on the outside. And then, the guard position is just had a lot of injuries. Guys rolled up on and, different ways guys get injured during the game. So hopefully that goes well. But, yeah, this will be the first time the starting five with Austin Jackson coming back. Been out a long time, coming back, and we'll see how he looks at right tackle. And we got two brand new guards, a rookie and our highest paid free agent. And we'll see how it all plays out. Of course, Patrick Paul, I think everybody's really excited to see the big man out there at left tackle and see how he plays and gets more experience. Hey, listen, they're going to make some mistakes now. I don't want to make it sound like all of a sudden they're going to show up and look like the Eagles' offensive line. They're not. But they're going to get better. They're big guys, confident guys, and we'll see. But they got to stay healthy too. That would be the second part of this thing. So anyway, back to work today. Leaving in a couple of days, and then we will get a good idea what this thing looks like. Besides all that and everything else, listen, this thing always starts with one topic. One topic. And we don't know. A lot of you don't think it's going to happen. Tua stays healthy for 17 games. I don't want to find out if Zach Wilson can play or not. And then I had somebody yesterday went to get all set up. See, Kim Bocamper's got me all motivated. I'm working on getting that colonoscopy done. And guy waits for me outside. I left, and I could tell he wanted to talk. You walk out of the office, and there's that one guy. It's all guys my age and women. But the one guy goes, "Hey, man, big fan of Dolphins." I go, "Oh, here we go." But I didn't know where he was going to go first. And he hit me with, "I don't know about Zach Wilson." And I said, "Well, sir, I don't either, number one. And number two, let's hope we don't have to find out about Zach Wilson and Tua play 17 games. That would be nice." And then, of course, I opened up another can of worms. Well, do you think that's going to happen? Well, I can't, I know what you're thinking. History is not once in his career he's been able to do it. Happened to be a good year to get it done because he got a new contract, big one. And he goes, well, and he wanted to talk about Quinn Ewers, who he that's where he really wanted to get to, is somehow Quinn Ewers is going to move up. And all I wanted to say is, I think Quinn Ewers got a chance, man. He's got a chance. But I don't want to find out this year if Quinn Ewers, as the number 3 quarterback, is going to get up there and have to start. I don't. Maybe in time. I'm guessing at some point he will get, just like a guy that we had taken in the 7th round, Skylar Thompson, at some point will get a chance to get some starts in this league. But not right now. Let's see what Tua can do. So this whole thing will be interesting. We're going to find out together, folks. We will find out together what it's going to look like. The running game. Yesterday, we talked to Chris Perkins from the Sun Sentinel, and Perk was screaming about the running game. He's right. We need to get more of a running game than we had last year. It's got to be a lot better. Yes. Question is, where do you run? And his thing is, we got to run inside. We got to be able to run between the tackles. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a waste. Teams know you're not going to do it. Then, they're waiting. But Mike's been really good running the ball outside. He's got a formula that's been really good. We didn't use it enough last year, so we didn't have as much success. But a couple of years ago, we ran for over 130 yards a game. That's good. That's a good number with everything else you're doing. And so probably a combination of both. But I do believe you do need to run between the tackles on the short yardage and goal line thing, just to give it up and give up the ball and not just throw passes all the time and try trick plays and misdirection plays. Just sometimes just line up and get after it. Ollie Gordon is 225 pounds, man. And the way he ran in the preseason, and because of injury to 2 other veteran running backs that won't be in this game, Ollie Gordon's going to get some playing time. He will get some playing time along with Achane, who will play a lot. But I don't think we want to kill the guy, play every snap.
Well, what's the split going to look like?
I don't know. You're asking me. I have no
for the people that are interested in those sorts of numbers.
Well, look at
you're gonna get the goal line stuff, I would assume, right?
I would think he would get. I want him. Look at nothing against Achane, but Tyreek might have been onto something. It wasn't for him to say, but yeah, I'd rather see a 225-pound back who runs hard like this guy compared to a 190-pound back who can do a lot of things, can run inside, run outside, really good, turn himself into, hey, you turn yourself into a 1,500-yard guy. I want him to get, I want him to be our pass receiving running back, which he will be, and get him isolated one-on-one on those out and ups and those linebackers. He's coming out of the backfield, and they know that he can fly. With a former track guy at Texas A&M, they know about his speed. It's no secret. But Ollie Gordon needs, you're right, Woody. Ollie Gordon needs to get some carries in.
We're not looking at like a 60-40 split here, though,
are we? Probably not that much. Probably not that much. But
does he go double-digit carries?
He could. He gets on a roll, right? Gets a couple good carries going there, and they get their running game going a little bit.
I'm just trying to warm you up for our fantasy football segment later.
So I got to tell you, man, yeah, if Ollie Gordon's feeling it and running with confidence, and, all of a sudden he dips his shoulder on a safety and picks up an extra 5, and those guys see that, and you're going, oh, damn, we got a little physical. Then you go with them, right? Go with them a little bit. Again,
the problem becomes, and you know this better than me, but Achane, if you start taking him off the field, you start taking away his carries, how detrimental is that to the whole? Because he's your third best offensive player.
Yeah, he is, but Achane cannot play at 190 pounds. I'm with everybody else. I don't want to use Achane every play, every game. He'll end up just like the guy in San Francisco. He's young.
Put him in the McCaffrey category.
He's been knocked out of games. look, there is a time to use him, but I don't want him taking a 25 carries and another 7 or 8 targets out of the backfield. How long does everybody think he would last if we were to do that? I
don't know. People love CMC though, man. He's still going way up there.
I
in
see
all
it.
Those drafts, he's a top 5 rated running back.
What's the chance he stays healthy?
0, I guess. I mean, 1.
I'm curious to see how they're going to use him. To the point, he has done so much better than I thought coming out of Stanford. I thought he was going to be a pass receiving.
He was the best overall football player for a while there.
He was doing things inside and out. You start having 1,000 yards. He went over 1,000 of both, right? As a receiver,
he was the first fantasy pick. He was a top dog, and he's still a top guy even with all the crap.
Nothing against all the fantasy guys that have Achane. I'm glad you have him, and it's a good pick because he is going to break off some big plays. But I'm looking at the 17-game schedule of making sure playing on that field that you can stay healthy. And it's first time coming back, right? He's been injured. Was that soft tissue? No, he was
soft.
No, calf. Wasn't he part of the calf muscle or something? Or I'm not sure. Soft tissue calf. Anyway, these guys have had a bunch of time off to come back and get ready to go. Hey, speaking of getting ready to go, we're going to get ready to go here. We got a lot more stuff to get to. Oh, my God, Woody, I can't believe it. Tomorrow night, Cowboys at Philadelphia. People are jacked up for
Give
that.
you a blowout or no?
Not good for Thursday.
You have to give me your exact prediction today. I'll give you your spread tomorrow on game day, but I don't think Dallas is as bad as people maybe think.
I don't know, but they just
They
took
had a rough offseason.
They took a big shot to the gut when they lost. You can say whatever you want, whether guys liked him, didn't like him, whatever the deal was with that guy.
Well, it's never good to get rid of your best player.
Never good.
Yeah.
Not at 26.
Weeks before the season starts.
Not 26 years old. But whatever it is.
They got a haul for it, though. But
I do love, too. He's like, I never wanted to leave. This is where I wanted to be. His agent's going on all the shows. We went back to him, Cake, and we want to be here. No, we're trading you. You're done. No more. You're history. We are toast. Well, I'll tell you what, we got some great games for the NFL season coming up, though. The old opener is full of great games. Starting Thursday night, Cowboys and Eagles are just going to do stupid numbers, but all the whole week, including Aaron Rodgers going back to play the Jets, and Justin Fields will be playing against his former team. I mean,
I saw a coach over there in New York was not thrilled about having to answer Aaron Rodgers questions.
Get after him. It'd be the best thing you can do. Then you don't have to worry about questions.
Yeah.
Last thing you want is that guy to have a great game against you. Last thing you want is Aaron Rodgers in game one coming back to throw for 280 and 3 touchdowns. Not what you want. Hey, I'll tell you what I want. Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, man, if I get injured, slip and fall, you get injured, slip and fall, automobile accident, whatever it is. I know there's a lot of commercials out there and the slow motion, and they put a lot of money into it. And the attorney with his name on the law firm comes walking up, and you see him, and he's sitting there, and they're showing him doing all this work and meeting and stuff. And then so you go, that's the guy I want. That's the guy I want. So you go with that guy, right? You get in there, and he's nowhere to be found. They go, no, he doesn't try cases. He turns them over to those attorneys. Those attorneys are the ones you're going to be dealing with in that other room over there. Oh, come over here. This is going to be your attorney. All right. I mean, that's okay. Then all of a sudden, you can't get a hold of them. They're working, and you just don't feel like a priority, right? You just don't feel like you should. Well, if you're feeling like that, wherever you are and wherever you've taken your case right now, whatever law firm it is, you're not happy, call Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys, covering all of South Florida, same partners who handle your case from start to finish, more than 30 years of experience each, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back, Hey, here's what I want you to do. Check out their reviews and find out what everybody's talking about. Besides their communication skills, some of the things made us feel like we were their only client. I got to tell you, man, you hear stuff like that, and people have been frustrated. Now all of a sudden you can call these guys, Harvey and Gary, even on a weekend. They'll give you an update on your case, how you're doing, what's next, everything. Hey, you're in pain. You're hurting, man. You want a law firm that cares about you. Harvey and Gary are going to give you that, man. I'm telling you right now, go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews, go to 866-FAIR-FEE, call them 866-FAIR-FEE, and remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work. You hire them to do.
Sports lives
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast. We're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they lost their minds. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one. Starting with the Canes, who jumped up to 5 in the AP poll and 7 in the coaches poll. Miami will get Bethune-Cookman on Saturday night. Kickoff is at 7 from Hard Rock. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. And the NFL Week 1 begins tomorrow with the Eagles and the Cowboys. And on Sunday, the Dolphins will head to Indy for their season opener with the Colts. And the Marlins, who fell to the Nationals 5-2. Miami will look to avoid the sweep this afternoon with the first pitch at 1:05 from Nationals Park. Joe, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. And speaking of the Canes going up to 5, and again, I mean, we want to give you the news, but you know, let's hold on. We got the ACC games down the road. It's good. Hey, man, great start. Big win beating Notre Dame. Huge win. And by the way, for your confidence, for all the new guys, as well as the guys that have been there, just a great start. They look pretty healthy coming out of that game. And everything else as they get set. This is going to be a week for a lot of young guys to play. The guys that might be a little salty that didn't play last week. And so get them some work, and then your schedule picks right back up because South Florida and Florida this week. I can't wait to see what South Florida is going to look like. Gators are big favorites. And then South Florida will play down here against the Miami Hurricanes. Boy, they jump right into their schedule.
Everyone's playing each other here.
Yeah.
All the Florida teams.
And then the following week, the Gators and the Hurricanes. So
you're right, though. The polls are very relevant right now. They don't matter, but they're fun, right?
They're fun. You like
talking heads,
see, and you know, trending up, trending down. You know, the teams that are trending up, we don't talk a lot about, but teams trending down or individuals not doing well. Belichick's getting ripped for that performance, and a lot of guys taking shots at him. Besides, I know Saban and McAfee didn't for ESPN, but you know, they didn't look well coached. I don't know how much talent they have. I'm listening to everybody saw their schedule. They can win a lot of games. And, but let's be honest, the team they were playing could have scored a lot more points if they wanted to. Could have run up a little bit more. On a guy, by the way, Bill Belichick would run it up on your ass. Remember down here, he took Tom Brady out, and the backup came in and threw Jason Taylor picked one off. I don't know if anybody picked up a fumble. I can't remember. But anyway, ran it back. And they were still up by a ton. He put Brady back in the game. He marched right down the field and scored. And I was like, uh-oh. This all right. Now it's going to start getting ugly. So now everybody's going to be able, and by the way, the coaches at the ACC, oh my God, we're so lucky to have Belichick. He's such a good coach. They're going to be a really good team. They were all laughing knowing he didn't have any talent. This is different. That stuff that he does, just play hard, do your job. What is that? Play hard, do your job, or do your job.
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about with Arch Manning, though. It's like these are the guys that are paid millions of dollars to analyze games and, you know, all this stuff. It's like, did you do any work at all? Did you look at any of this stuff? Or are you just, you know, just sitting there saying whatever?
Yeah.
Like those guys, I mean, those are $1 million. They're getting paid in the millions, Joe, these analysts. Like, they're not local radio. Like, they're getting paid millions of dollars to be national analysts. Like, did you do any research? Do you know any of the players on the team? Like,
well, Feinbaum is a SEC guy. I mean,
that should have known
his
that
job.
Arch Manning was not ready to go.
But for him to just all of a sudden throw him in there,
Best football player of all time thing.
Yeah,
like
whatever he went, we haven't had a quarterback.
Tebow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tebow's the best college football player I've ever seen, Joe. Like, to compare him to that guy without him really even playing is insane. And then to compare him, again, like, there's got to be something you see at practice that, like,
but they
leads you to believe that.
They were just automatically made him the first pick. Like, Cam Ward had to earn the first pick, like, through his play all year. And for everybody just to come out and call a guy a first overall pick before the season, it's not fair. By the way,
right?
It's not fair to him. Well,
Shador got that, hype.
He did. I don't know. Did he get his?
Not like Manning.
Manning.
No.
Listen, part of it is the kid's two uncles and his grandfather. Hey, they're They've been unbelievable. They have what they've been able to do in all their careers.
This was also a pretty thin quarterback class, though, for this year's draft, right?
I don't know. They're
Guys
saying,
like right up on top, at least.
I think
It
they
wasn't like the year before where guys were really fighting for those top picks.
there's
Like Cam was the obvious number one, right? I mean, a year ago you had Caleb and Jane kind of fighting for that 1-2, but Cam was the obvious number
I
one.
think there's
Shedeur fell to the 5th round.
I think this is a pretty good quarterback class this year. If you listen to everybody in Clemson and LSU and Texas. We'll see what happens in Texas. By the way,
No way he ends up leaving school, right?
I would say that's not a very good start, and I'm guessing he's going to play against some pretty good teams in the SEC. So the only good thing is he's got to get better. He can't. And I'm not just going to give Ohio State all the credit. He missed some throws he got to make. And I know he's only had a couple of starts, but anyway.
He didn't look the part, though. You know, like that's the other thing. Like, it's one thing to, miss some throws, be off, whatever, they're playing a good team, but he just didn't look the part for a guy that age. Like, he's not 18.
No, but he still hadn't played.
I understand.
I mean,
but he just did not look the part of the
his third
number
start.
one Tim Tebow, like greatest ever, like all that stuff.
Right. So we'll see. Then on top,
I thought Carson Beck played a whole heck of a lot better, to be quite honest, right?
Yeah. Carson Beck.
Guys that made their throws in week 1.
But Carson Beck.
A lot of experience.
Okay. He answered it. 24-3. Now 25-3. And played a hell of a schedule. So yeah, he's
got
been
a chance
around
to play himself into the draft here, huh?
Yeah, but I'm not, it's everybody. So what do you think? He was really good. I mean, let's keep it going and get more, a lot of short passes and get more comfortable. And as those receivers get better and he gets more confidence in them, for more plays down the field, they really didn't have a lot of splash plays except the one-handed catch and the throw down the field for the first touchdown. There weren't a lot of them.
Well, I think things will open up more, don't you?
Yeah, as they go on. Along. Yeah. I mean, he can make all the throws. Made a great throw down the sideline on the pass interference call that took place. And
he's mobile. He moves around pretty well.
Yeah, Woody, I have no problem with the game 1, man.
I just think it goes like these rankings go back to like the hype of like these individual players, though. It's just like,
well, our quarterback was that guy last year. The year before, they had him as one of the top quarterbacks at Georgia. It was one of the top quarterbacks in the country and expected to go. And then the injury and everything. So he's kind of starting over and rebuilding his brand right now. But I mean, he's been a hell of a player. I don't know about all the other stuff and, leadership and all that. He looked like a hell of a leader. He's working on everything, I'm sure, and he's aware. I thought Georgia just trashed him going out the door. I don't know what happened. By the way, nobody's going to tell me the quarterback they have right now is nearly as good as the guy Miami has right now. That not even close. So we'll see what happens.
You know how those fans are over there, though, man. Some of those SEC markets. It's
when
like
a guy
championship or bust.
Well, when a guy leaves, whether it was on his own or just wanted a fresh start or they wanted him back, I don't know, nor do I care. I'm glad he's here. But there's going to be a lot of people said a lot of bad things about him, the media, and a lot of it comes right out of the football program and the coaching staff. A lot of it. Kirby and all the rest of them. So anyway.
Just curious, by the way, because someone just texted in Tebow isn't close to the best college football player ever. I say he's the best college football player I've personally ever seen. As I get close, about to hit 40 here. I don't know where you rank him. But come on, man.
You're just talking.
It sucks that he played for Florida. Like I get
No. Forget. Stop the hatred stuff. We're just talking about the guy. Look, he had a lot of touchdowns. I've never considered him one of the best college football players.
Really?
No.
Okay.
But he's.
I know he's not the most skilled player ever, but like.
So the problem.
So
that's the problem. So the problem is, and it's not fair to him because maybe purely as a college football player, he was amazing. But
he also
then
won an NFL playoff game.
Then he went. Okay, Woody, great.
But where do you rank? So you don't even think he's one of the best?
No. I think he had a great career. He had a great college career. Great. When you start ranking guys that were really good. There's been some guys in other programs that were, I mean, some great quarterbacks or great.
I don't know that there's a whole bunch of quarterbacks.
He
you'd
did
put
it for
ahead
a
of
long
him.
time.
Let's just
Listen,
go quarterbacks. I don't know how many you'd put ahead of him, right?
We for college,
Yeah.
just college quarterback,
Just straight college.
He listen,
You know, it's a much different game than the pros. The running, all that stuff.
No, he did it. He did everything. He was, and his comments, we're not going to lose again. The famous comment, and then they go out.
He actually backed it up.
He did back it up, and all those things. And hey, he walked it. He talked it. He everything about him was really nothing. It's just I guess they made him a first round pick, and
that shows you. I mean, the guy had no skill, right? Like he couldn't throw. Right, that shows you how good he was, I guess, in college, that he was actually played himself into that.
They're just, I mean, we start talking about great players. Now, he did it more than 1 year, and, we've had some guys that have had great 1 years, right? We've had a whole bunch of guys, Joe Burrow right off the top, what he did at LSU with that group, and, yeah. I don't know, Woody. I appreciate you throwing that out. I don't know. There's been some great running backs, unbelievable running backs. Put up monster numbers. So that's a tough one.
Tebow nowhere near the best. He's a very good level. That's about it. There you go.
Well, he's a great college player. You can't debate what he did at college.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was the most skilled player ever. I mean, he certainly wasn't. The guy could barely throw.
Well, I mean, why you always go to some extreme on the guy? Like he could throw it. He just
wasn't great at it.
No, they moved him to tight end.
Yeah.
At the end, hey, why don't you try tight end? That's never good. Yeah, if you're good, they don't usually ask you to go play tight end. All right,
I think we're a little damaged by Tebow down here because that Tebow Day thing. Remember that?
I do. I was there to see that up close, and
that
his coach is down here for it, and trying to sell tickets. It didn't go well. Get the Gator fans out here to the Gator, hopefully Dolphin fans to come out, and the guy brings them back, and run a trick play, and the next thing you know, and he was horrible throwing the ball. I mean, he was terrible.
It was really bad. But the guy you can't take away
the
from
last
the guy
5 or 6 minutes, he went Tebow on us, man. He started.
He won that playoff game in overtime, right? Wasn't it an overtime throw?
Beat the Steelers.
He threw like a little hitch pattern or something, right?
I don't know if he
like
could.
An out,
throw
like
it down
2-yard pass or something.
No, he did. Listen, he's done. Yeah, he's been a hell of a player. Like Feinbaum told him when he looked at him, said, "Hey, man."
So it said Vince Young was better.
Vince Young had a great career. He did. And people get caught going, Vince didn't go great at the next level for him either.
No, it did not.
So that's the problem. Every time, like even the Canes players, like there's some Canes players had great college careers.
But they were better at the pro level.
But those, we saw them all there all at the game the other day.
Yeah.
So you look at those guys better overall for college and pro when, there might have been guys who were better just in college and weren't as good in the pros. Hey, we had 2 quarterbacks down here really good at really good that didn't have great pro careers. One won a Heisman and one's got more wins than anybody. I know how many games did Dorsey win? Won a ton.
I'll throw Jameis Winston at you too. It's a guy who had a major college career, right?
Jameis Winston got after.
He was about as good as there was.
He did. All right, we got to go to break
here.
How
many teams, NFL teams, has that guy been on by now?
He is. He's everybody. He's become everybody's favorite backup right now. With that,
he gives those speeches.
Big Cannon. He is entertaining. There is no question about it. Hey, I'll tell you who else is entertaining with their product. Cliggies, man. Cliggies, you are too good, man. Cliggies carts at a different level. Cliggies carts are at a different level. I don't care where you live in South Florida. I want to tell you about these Cliggies carts because before you purchase that next golf cart for the family that's loaded down and got everything you want, you got to see it. Cliggies carts, they're different level. 48 to 72 volt lithium battery options for you, giving you plenty of horsepower to enjoy yourself. They're designed and engineered to be the leader in quality and safety. That safety is important. Last thing you want is one of the grandkids or kids to get in there and do something and have an accident. You won't have to worry about that. Wait until you see some of the safety features on those carts. With aluminum frames, the reason aluminum frames, they don't rust like the other ones do. adjustable front seat in all of their 6-seat models, makes it more comfortable for you and the family. No one else offers that. By the way, they got 4-seaters, obviously, custom paint jobs. Once you purchase it, get your favorite team's colors. You can do that. Sound bars, LED lighting. Hey, Cliggies carts are just fully loaded and ready for you to go. But I got to tell you something. It's one thing to look, and I'll give you the website to look at it. You got to go to the showroom. You really do, and see it. It's worth it. You're going to spend pretty good money on that golf cart where you're looking right now. You might as well go check out a Cliggies cart because there's a good chance at the price and what you get, you're going to buy it. Located next to Okeechobee Steakhouse on Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Call 877-CLIGGIES, KLIGGYS, or visit CliggiesCarts.com. Cliggies slashing prices right now. Why we just started here again. Cliggies is slash prices to make even better deals for you. Hey, nothing like them. I'm telling you, you got to stop by the showroom. You got to find the one you like. You got to take it for a test drive. And then guess what? The best part of this whole thing, Cliggies will deliver for free anywhere in South Florida. Hey, Cliggies is like next door to you. You got to check them out. They're unbelievable.
Sports lives
Wow.
By the way, they got Daniel Jones at 18 for some reason.
I got to tell you, part of this is those running quarterbacks, right? Score a lot of touchdowns, get down there. The big guys can score. And
it seems like people are preparing for a beatdown tomorrow.
What's the spread on the game?
7.5.
Okay.
Second biggest spread of the weekend. The only one bigger than that, the Broncos and Titans.
Yeah. Boy, Cowboys have been through. And Eagles, man, were making deals at the end. It's weird. They let Kendall Lamb go and picked up, traded for another tackle, and they made moves right to the end, man, to continue to upgrade a team that lost some guys on defense, but man, they got the whole show together on offense. Whole show is back together.
All right, off to the running backs here. Joe Saquon Barkley clocks in at 1, followed by Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, and then Jonathan Taylor rounds out your top 5.
Wait a sec. What happened to the decision? You got to make the business decision. Where's he?
You talking about Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
He's at number 10. They have a bad matchup, though, man. They play Buffalo. Well, I guess no matchup's bad for him, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not as juicy as some of these other ones.
At some point, somebody one-on-one's got to make a decision.
Christian McCaffrey, though, man, there he is at number 4.
Hey, he's just such a good pass receiver.
Not a lot of respect for the Dolphins defense here. As you got Taylor coming in at 5. You had Daniel Jones ranked ahead of Tua by 5 spots.
Well, I tell you what, I didn't even put that in keys about stopping Taylor. I just think that front seven's going to be really good.
You may want to talk to the fantasy gurus because they have number 5. Devon Achane is at number 7, and if you flip all the way down to 45, you'll find Ollie Gordon the second.
Hey, you know what? Something happens with Achane. Ollie's going to play a lot of football. But listen,
he's still to have, yep.
Listen, the problem is he still doesn't know everything that's going on. He is still learning, right?
All right, let's go to the wide receivers here, Joe. Jamar Chase, obviously, will be your number 1. They have a big matchup against Cleveland, so there should be some points to be had there for Cincinnati. Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, and Amon-Ra St. Brown are your top 5 receivers. Tyreek Hill comes in at 14.
Boy, our guys have all dropped down. No fantasy football love after last year, huh?
Not a lot of love, man.
No.
Well, they got Tua way down there, so they obviously don't think he's going to do a whole heck of a lot.
Well, listen, that offense they ran last year, that thing needs to, whatever they do with the garbage can after that last game, and hey, let's get back to what we did before. Get some of that same stuff back. I love the compliment of Achane and Ollie Gordon. Just hit you with maybe the fastest running back in football, and then you got Ollie Gordon running the friggin' ball, man. When he puts his pads down, you can hear him across the street from the stadium. I mean, it's crazy.
All right, let's go to tight end. This one's interesting here. So that the top handful here are going to be the same probably every week. You got Bowers, McBride, Kittle, Laporte, and Hawkinson. Then you got Kelsey at 6, but then you go down to number 9, and you got Tyler Warren.
Yeah, he could have a big season.
Yeah, he's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know where you have him on your list of keys to stop.
Oh, he's gonna catch. They're gonna get him the ball for sure. Yes.
By the way, Darren Waller comes in at 22, ahead of Jonnu Smith.
I will tell you that the Darren Waller one is the mystery. Brought him back real slowly, to say the least. And he's probably going to start in this game. And you were thinking he's going to start, and he hasn't been in camp in 2 years. You can't say did anything in this camp. The work off the side doesn't count. Now he's practicing, but again, joint practices are over, preseason's over. So he's missed 2 of them, and he turns 33 here in a couple weeks. I'm really curious to see. He looks freakish good physically, but boy, I just, if he goes out and somehow has 5-6 catches and a nice game, good for him.
All right, real quick,
Doesn't
let's
happen
some
very
defense here, Joe. We got Denver taking on Tennessee. That could be a blowout. That's the big spread of the weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
8.5. That sucks for Cam Ward, by the way.
Yeah, that Denver
That's not a good
defense.
defense to
Yeah,
start
that's
or
a
against.
tough one.
He didn't see anything like that in the ACC last year, I'm guessing.
He didn't see anything with that guys blocking in front of him for sure. Yeah.
You got the Steelers at 2 taking on the Jets. So that's an interesting one there. Cardinals got the Saints. We're just rattling off the bad teams here, right? The Saints got a chance to be the worst team in football, you would think. You got the Vikings and then the Pats in there. The Dolphins come in at 9, and then the Colts at 20. So I'm not understanding a lot of this because they have all the Dolphins offensive players right at the bottom here.
Yeah.
Then you got the Colts defense at 20. So I don't know.
I was looking at power rankings last night, Woody, on top of it, and everybody's got this team down at the bottom. Matter of fact, we're gonna have Kyle Krabs of Locked On Dolphins podcast, and then NFL analyst for A to Z Sports join us.
There's been no love for the Dolphins or the quarterback.
No,
on those polls or
and
whatever.
It's across the board. It is across the board.
Well, the good news is you don't have to worry about any more of these polls or power rankings or anything else. Now
you just got one thing to focus on. That's trying to beat the Colts. But by the way, Kyle Krabs got some really interesting stuff out that's a little bit different than everybody else, and so we'll talk to him about some of the stuff that he's put together for this game and for the season, including a big part of it. Nobody talks about their schedule and taking care of business with teams that, although a bunch of them are ranked ahead of you in these power polls, but a lot of them are coming off really, really bad years. Anyway, we've got Woody, a lot more stuff to get to coming up here. We'll jump on some more as we continue on here with plenty of football news, a lot of stuff, including the start of the season. Tomorrow night, Cowboys at Philadelphia, and if that's not enough, the NFL's jumping into a Friday night, Kansas City and the LA Chargers, both teams coming off really good seasons, regular seasons. Kansas City went to the Super Bowl, of course, and then they got a lot of good games coming up this weekend. All right. Tell you who else is really good every day. We always talk about the good part of sports, as in the games. What about the injury part? I love telling everybody about Baptist Health South Florida. Well, I'll tell you what, one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. I hear it all the time. Where do the pros go, Joe? And I know where everybody's going to go. They're going, well, the pros going to have the best doctors. Well, Inter Miami, the Heat, the Florida Panthers, Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU, they all trust the great doctors that they put together, Baptist Health South Florida, to really make it one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. You got to have great team doctors and handing off to some of the best surgeons and best specialists in the business for every part of the body. Knee doctors, they've seen it all. Shoulder, foot and ankle specialist, hand specialist, back, hip and knee replacement, Achilles doctors, right across the board. And with all those great doctors, we got some great facilities. We really do. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility where the Miami Dolphins practice. And, of course, 595 in Pine Island in Plantation, so easy to get to. Really, anywhere in Broward, that is so easy to get to. I mean, it is right off 595. You can't go wrong. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal for all of us. If you're competitive in a team or individual sport, visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day about getting us all healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most.
further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, before we get to the headlines here, I want to let you know Miami Football Reports on WQAM are sponsored by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. MDCPS Technical Colleges offer over 60 affordable accredited programs, day or evening hands-on training aligned with local employers. Call 305-558-8000 or visit careerinayear.com and launch your future today. Let's get into some headlines here, Joe. And it was funny. We were talking about Mike Gundy yesterday. Right, and he was complaining, doing all that complaining.
What a turd move that was.
I don't know if you saw this, but he's got a new commercial. You could find him for Consumer Wireless.
Yeah.
Some kind of cell phone, something or other here.
Yeah.
Where he reenacts his "I'm not 40" speech.
Oh, yeah.
And I was wondering maybe he could use some of the proceeds from that. So he was complaining a little bit about his team not being able to, or school not being able to pay anyone.
I have trouble believing that their NIL budgets was $7 million for their football team.
Well, hopefully he got paid for this commercial. He can maybe pay it forward.
They got a little money at Oklahoma State, too.
I would think.
They had that one guy for years that gave more money. There was a long, long time ago, Woody, not to take a lot of time, where they did the number one person like every school.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just showing like how one person, of course, Knight up at Oregon's always been in the mix, the owner of Nike. But this guy was right up there, the guy, Pickens or whatever.
T. Boone Pickens.
Yeah.
And the Boone Pickens
Spent
Foundation.
Stupid money. I mean, he didn't need all the alumni. He handpicked the AD and he was paying for everything.
I gave almost $1 billion, $700 million.
Oh, you see it right there?
Yeah, it says he gave gifts approaching $650 million by 2023 and over $700 million in total philanthropy.
Apparently, he just got burnt.
Wow.
Well, I'm guessing he was the old guy years ago. I don't know if he's still around or not. Anyway, what else you got, Wood? I'm sorry.
All right, let's get back to it here, Joe. And we have the schedule for the Manning cast, which is back. This caught me by surprise. You realize it's the 5th year?
Yeah, I didn't
the Manning
realize that.
cast.
Yeah.
Time is flying here, Joe. Week 1, you get Vikings at Bears. Then they're going to go like every other week for a little bit here. You go week 3, 5, and then back to 8, 9, 10, 11. You'll get the Dolphins late in the season. Dolphins and Steelers will be on the Manning cast, and they will get a playoff game. They will get a wild card game as well.
I've told you when this started, Woody. I'm not for all the entertainment of all the guests coming on the show and doing stuff. I like to just watch the game.
Okay.
No matter who's doing the game.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You like it though, right?
I enjoy the Manning cast, yeah.
Okay.
I like the two of them.
I have
guests
nothing against the Mannings,
but
just like watching the game.
The way they break the game down is pretty cool though, because they obviously can see it differently than anyone else. But
they're doing that for baseball, and they use A-Rod and do that for baseball as well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. We always talk about sports teams and their values here, Joe. Did you see F1's McLaren team?
Oh, God.
Just had a $5 billion valuation here after they sold basically what happened was they had an investor. You know, they have investors come in on these teams.
Yeah.
And the investors sold their stake back to the team. It was a 10x return on a 2020 investment that they made, and valuing McLaren's F1 team at a shade over $5 billion.
What? One F1 team.
They said it's the largest institutional exit in sports history. Now that's different. Like you've seen owners that buy the team and they sell it for a whole bunch of money. So that's different. This is an institutional investor. This is someone who got a return on their money. So it took them 5 years. They 10x their money on this thing.
Wow.
But
Never heard of that
$5 billion
before.
for an F1 team.
Man, I didn't know. I had no idea they were worth that. No idea.
They're going to win this season, by the way. They're the best one going right now.
They are.
Yeah.
Who do they have? Who are their drivers?
Lando Norris is the top one. He's Jimmy Butler's friend, remember?
Well, everybody that's good's Jimmy's friend.
All right.
We missed him at the tennis tournament where he got sick after the tennis tournament.
Yeah.
They don't have a tennis tournament out in San Francisco.
All right. Lee Corso's final game day appearance was a record amount of viewers for ESPN. They averaged 3.5 million viewers, making it the most watched ever ESPN College Game Day.
They did a great job of promoting it. They did some great stuff. Got everybody in college football involved. I thought it was great. And then did you see what he did? He picked every game.
I know he did.
Right.
You know, some guy took his parlay and won.
I guess
Some
so.
guy tweeted about it. It was like plus like 1,900.
So he took Florida State to win that game.
Yeah.
He took Miami. And,
Pretty good.
good stuff, man. Hey, by the way, he was great. He was great for the game. You agree? All the stuff he did and, not afraid to have fun.
That show's fun. No question. This isn't fun, though, Joe. Our last one here today, another incident at the U.S. Open, this time with Yannick Sinner and a fan who was he walked over. He's trying to sign an autograph or something, and a fan reaches over and tries to open up his bag that he's wearing on his back, his racket bag.
Oh, man.
And tries, I don't know if you saw the clip.
No,
of this,
I didn't see it.
But a fan tries to open up his bag and snatch snatch a racket out of there. And I don't condone this behavior, but here's the thing, man. These items have become very, very desirable.
It's not just the rackets. Those guys, I saw Alcaraz pull out his watch. He had one of those.
Did he give away his watch?
No. He was just pulling on. He had to put it back on in his contract before he does his interviews. He wears it.
Okay.
And I was like, good God, what else you got in that bag? Not to mention all those rackets are worth a ton. I
don't know what a Yannick Sinner racket would go for, but a U.S. Open used racket, I'm guessing
some value of some kind.
Probably enough to buy you a new car.
Yes, probably right. Everything's worth. Somebody out there to buy something, Woody, that's crazy about a certain sport and person.
Yeah, but that is our second incident that we've had so far, a fan incident at the U.S. Open, Joe. So a black eye for your beloved sport here.
Getting a little dirty down there, huh? Getting a little dirty. By the way, speaking of that, you didn't happen to see Djokovic get a little upset last night? Fans were against him.
They're always against
him. He double faulted. Yes, he double faulted, and they were cheering. He was pissed.
Yeah.
He was so mad. He's playing against an American. That stuff's going to happen when.
Well, that's fair. I happen to really like Djokovic, though. So.
You do?
I'm not trying to upset you this morning.
No, you're not. I mean,
like him.
I don't have a problem with who you like and not.
I just like guys that play with a little bit of edge or personality or whatever. Like. He makes you feel something. You either love him or you hate him.
Yeah, no, you're right. He did it last night, and he had a little meltdown. Then he's screaming at the umpire for not doing something about it because they were getting after him.
Yeah.
And he was upset. You know what? He's the greatest tennis player of all time, and I think it kills him that he's not more loved around the world. I think it really bothers him. He'll never be Nadal or Federer, even though he's won more big tournaments, more slams, 24 of them. He will never.
It's almost like he doesn't get mentioned with those guys, though, right?
Listen, he by himself as far as how
I know,
good he is.
But Nadal and Federer are kind of like, I don't know. You never seem to see Djokovic mentioned with those guys, right?
He's mentioned
maybe
with
because the other guys are loved.
People
so much,
just don't.
Yeah, people love those.
People just don't like him. It's not just here; it's everywhere.
Does he have a tournament in his home country or not?
I'm sure they like him there. Just won a gold medal for him.
Serbia.
They love him there.
Where he's from, right? Serbia.
Yeah. Yes. All right, Woody. We got Kyle Krabs going to join us coming up here. Locked On Dolphins podcast, NFL analyst for A to Z Sports, going to join us here in just a few minutes. But first, before we get there, I want to tell you about Dr. Barry and his great staff at Recovery Unplugged. Man, if you're going through some real dark times in your life right now, we're always talking about game changers on the field, but here's one for your mental health. Recovery Behavioral Health has beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with their expert clinical team and innovative treatments with this ketamine therapy they do for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs winning strategy, it's time to make the call. 954-737-4508. They've seen it all. 954-737-4508, or you can visit recoveryunplugged.com Everyone deserves a great season in life. Recovery Unplugged. Hill out loud.
104
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast. We're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's price like they lost their minds. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one, starting with the Canes, who jumped up to 5 of the 8 people and 7 in the coaches poll. Miami will get Bethune-Cookman on Saturday night. Kickoff is at 7 from Hard Rock, and the game can be heard here on WQAM. In the NFL, Week 1 begins tomorrow with the Eagles and Cowboys. Then on Sunday, the Dolphins will head to Indy for their season opener with the Colts, and the Marlins, who fell to the Nationals 5-2. Miami will look to avoid the sweep this afternoon with the first pitch at 1:05 from Nationals Park. The Joe Rowe Show continues now. It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right. Thank you, Woody. Kyle Krabs, Locked On Dolphins podcast and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports, joins us. Good morning, Kyle. How you doing, man? It's finally here after all the yap about putting this 53-man roster together, and we like this and we don't like that. Now we get to see it on Sunday.
Yeah, just go out and play. You know, what's the worst that can happen? I'm glad we're here.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, before we get into the team a little bit, so this Tyreek thing's been a story, and he was not named a captain, and now everybody's a little concerned about how Tyreek is going to feel about it. I don't think Tyreek's worried. I'm sure he probably knew this was coming. Maybe it's a little bit of a sting there, but my thought is he's more concerned with this showing everybody that he's going to have a big year. I think his total focus right now is getting back to the Tyreek Hill of a couple years ago. Don't you? He's pretty motivated by that.
I think August 31st, he had the deadline pass for his fully guaranteed option bonus for 2025, which is nearly $16 million. After that, he has $10 million in salary this year, and that's it for guarantees on his contract. And for a guy who's coming off a down year, who's now into his 30s is not usually kind to wide receivers. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be eager to pay him $36 million, which is what he's scheduled for next year. So whether that's an adjustment contract or a trade in the offseason or a trade at the deadline if they start slow or if he's released, however the season plays out, every player, and you saw this in 24 with players that had multiple years left on their contracts that no more guarantees, he's got a lot bigger thing to motivate him than not being named a captain. And it's after this year, he has no guaranteed money left on his contract.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine that is a much greater motivator for Tyreek to keep himself the best version of himself in all ways on and off the field until he finds whatever contract opportunities with Miami or elsewhere after the season that's going to give him more guarantees.
If Tua stays healthy, 1,500 yards over or under on a Tyreek Hill season.
I'd probably take under, but it would not be because I think Tyreek doesn't have the juice to be that kind of explosive player. I think just between the investments that they made with the offensive line to be a little bit more balanced with their offense, Jalen Waddle, I think, being the first primary receiver throughout the entire offseason program and the vast majority of training camp because Tyreek had this oblique thing. I just think Waddle's going to be in a position to maybe balance those skills or potentially take the majority workload based off of what the offseason program looked like for him. And I think Malik Washington's got great chemistry with Tua as well. And I don't think that he's going to just be like an afterthought in the passing game. So I think the 180 targets for Tyreek and the race for 2K and all that, like I think those days have kind of passed. And as a result, I think they'll be a little bit more balanced with their target share.
Yeah. And by the way, I mentioned this earlier. I think everybody's talking about, hey, what do you think needs to happen? I go, Mike McDaniel, Smith, Bevel, and Slowick all have some form of coordinator, or McDaniel's the head coach. They need to be spending a lot of time figuring out how to get those two guys on the outside the football down the field, right? They need to figure out some things to work around too deep, to get that too deep taken care of so we're not talking about it.
Well, and I really don't think it's hard, Joe. They've talked about it. you got to have a presence to run the ball. And if teams want to sit in too high, you got to make them pay for it by punishing low box counts and force them to bring the extra hat in the box. That's all it is. So that's really why I think you asked why it didn't get better from the start of the year to the end of the year last year. They didn't have the presence on the interior offensive line. It bit them in the rear end, and it really handcuffed what they could do as far as running the ball. And teams were content to say, hey, we're going to sit back, and if you want to get those guys the ball underneath in space, everybody's going to take good angles and we're going to tackle. And that's it. So you structurally, how you call a game has to change the defensive structure. It's that old adage, and I know the new analytics and EPA and play action, whether you establish the run or not, there's all kinds of different schools of thought on that. You got to run the damn ball. Like, excuse my language, but that's if teams are going to sit here and play too high shell on you all the time, and they're going to cloud the corners and play two-man, or they're going to play press coverage on the outside and shade safeties over the top, you got to gouge teams between the tackles. You got to be able to do it. And I think they made some changes to put it on the menu, but now you got to go out and do it if that's how teams are going to play.
That's why I think the most important thing I started the show this morning with, this offensive line. It's the first time this five has been together. Now that Austin Jackson's coming back, and you got three new starters with Patrick Paul taking over full time and Jonah taking over at left guard and James Daniels at right guard. How quickly can they come together now as five, and how good can they be right off the bat, as you said, run blocking as well as their pass protection?
Yeah, and I think I've got a lot of optimism for that group. I think the skill sets, now I think Jonah had an up and down preseason. I think you could tell he was a rookie. It's how quickly he adjusts and grows and avoids making the same mistakes twice. But I think his best reps in the preseason, I think the vast majority of them came in the run game. So I think that's all that much more reason to kind of have that appetite to attack that in early downs and make sure you stay out of long and lates where you could have teams teeing off on you with pressure packs.
We know Achan's going to start. I don't think they want to overuse him, though, here in week one. I expect to see – how much of Ollie Gordon do you expect to see?
I think you're getting a pretty hefty dose. Now, some of that's Achan, some of that is kind of the – Mike McDaniel used the phrase throughout the offseason, the tonality of the football team, right? And Ollie, he brought the juice in the preseason. And I think he led all rookie runners with yards after contact. I think he's got a lot of confidence that he's running with right now. And I think he mitigates when he does make mistakes. I think he mitigates it because he's so eager to get north and south. Whereas you think about Jalen Wright, his rookie season, and you're running the wide zone, outside zone, and you're pressing the outside, and you got to make a read and you got to make a judgment on if we've got the edge or not. And I thought Jalen too often last year took those runs to the sideline, and it got strung out, and then you didn't get yards. Where in the instances where I think in the preseason, Ollie has maybe misread or not anticipated how the block was going to develop or how the second-level player was going to fit, he's still getting north, and he's still getting 2-3 yards out of those runs. And I think that's not a small deal when the difference is 2nd and 11 versus 2nd and 7.
We've been talking this morning about all the power rankings, and I was watching your podcast, breaking some of the stuff down, coaching, roster, and schedule that you're playing. Also, a big part of this that nobody's really talking about, and I totally agree with you. Everybody keeps, if you're down on the team, you're they're going to win 5 or 6 games. I go, no, they're going to win. And people are like, well, what do you mean? How are they going to win more? I mean, I go, well, they got Colts. They got Cleveland, they got Saints, they got Patriots twice, Jets twice, Panthers and Falcons. Hell, they might be favored in almost every one of those games, except this first one.
Yeah, I think that for the betting lines purposes, it gets a little muddy because you're in Carolina, you're in Atlanta. There's been some of the books have some movement that's swinging Miami's way here in week one, but I think that's part of it is you play who's on the schedule, and I know everybody's going to be eager for the first time they play the Bills or when they play the Ravens on Thursday night or that late season stretch with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Tampa Bay. Like, those are the games that I think are going to tell you a lot about who this team is this year versus what the past iterations of the team have been. But you look at the schedule and you say, hey, if I'm just being intellectually honest about where these teams are at with rebuilds or teardowns or stuck in neutral, there's no reason why Miami, with continuity on both sides of the ball and a lot of core pieces, and we feel like they upgraded and addressed some of their biggest weaknesses, there's no reason why, if they don't play to their potential, they're going to win and easily clear the 5-6 games that everybody who's super low on this team. Mike Florio had the Dolphins ranked 28th. 28th
I
in the
couldn't
NFL.
believe. I know he's really down on the dysfunction of the team. I saw that too, and I was like, come on, Mike. Like all of a sudden, all these bad teams you have ahead of them. Come on. Yeah. I'm with you on that. That was a little bit of a surprise. So what did you have them last night? Just tell everybody what you're thinking after breaking all this down.
Yeah, I made the qualifier when I did the schedule prediction on my show last night. It's the assumption that you're going to get a full slate of Tua Tagovailoa, right? Because that's and that happened in 23, so it's not impossible. And for every 4 games, the math says for every 4 games the Tua misses, the Dolphins lose 3 out of 4. So if I'm projecting a 17-game slate with Tua Tagovailoa, I went through the schedule and I tried to look at rest advantages, roster matchups based off what everybody has right now, coaching matchups. I had the Dolphins at 10 wins. And there were a couple that I was like, hey, these are coin tosses. I tried not to give them all the benefit of the doubt and none of the benefit of the doubt. So I kind of took those down the middle as far as the Chargers coming to Miami versus the Washington game internationally versus Cincinnati and Pittsburgh as 2 games later in the year, 1 at home, 1 and away. Like I tried to take those down the middle for law of averages sake, and I got 10. And I would not be surprised if that's where they end up sitting. And hopefully we don't need to see Zach Wilson play, because if that's the case, then I feel even better with who's on the schedule that's where you can get.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think a lot of people listening right now would take 10-7. Take it right now and let's go. I'm with you. But, hey, I talked about this beginning of the year. Nobody wanted to hear about it, but you're playing Cleveland. Hey, everybody's got good players. There's no question about it, but obviously these teams lost a lot of games when you look at them. Cleveland, Saints, Patriots twice, Jets twice. I don't know how good they are at the quarterback position yet. Panthers and the Falcons. Yeah, so
that's half the schedule right there.
Yeah, that's you start 4 in just the AFC East alone. But you're right. That's a lot of their schedule, and that gets you in a wild card. Hell, it may not even you may not be the last wild card. That probably moves you up a slot. But hey, listen, there's still a bigger picture out there down the road. But boy, I'll tell you what, there'd be a lot of people right now over at that stadium that would love to see a 10-7 and go, man, we hope that Kyle Krabs dude is on the money there. Hey, secondary, real quickly here. How do you feel about what it looks like it's going to be with Jones and Douglas and Marshall and Storm Duck? What are your thoughts on those 4 most likely playing in this game?
Yeah, and it is not lost on me that we might have Ashton Davis at safety for this game too, just because Mike McDaniel said there was 3 names that didn't practice on Monday. Ashton Davis wasn't amongst them. He was back on the field last week doing work. So if he's going to end up trending back, the Dolphins put out the depth chart yesterday. They had Ashton Davis listed as a starter at safety opposite Minkah Fitzpatrick. So I think that for me is the really interesting domino piece, where they've been experimenting with Jason Marshall. But if they go with big nickel, if they go with 3 safeties, and now Ifeanyi Melifonwu, who was a college corner, can get some opportunities in some passing situations or potentially on early downs because he's a safety. Maybe you want him up in the D gap to fit the run. It gives you another option. I think you can do some mismatch stuff, especially against a team like the Colts that has Tyler Warren, their first-round pick at tight end, who's a phenomenal player. So I think Rasul Douglas is signing. I don't know how much we're going to see of him this week, but I think for the big picture of the 17-game schedule, I think he's a great floor raiser for the room, where Jack Jones, there's some feast or famine that exists there. They've obviously got the youth and the young guys that they're betting on those guys taking steps and developing, and some of them will and some of them won't, right? That's just That's how player development works in the NFL. It's not all linear for all players all the time. But I think the Douglas signing throughout the grand scheme of this season is a great floor raiser. And man, it really bums me out that we're not going to see Cater Kohu, because if you told me you had Jack Jones, Rasul Douglas, Cater Kohu, Jason Marshall, and Kohu was a piece of this mix, I'd feel pretty darn good relative to what the expectations were about the corner room in April when we found out we were trading Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So I think it has the ability to be a sufficient piece if the front seven is as advertised.
Well, I got to tell you on the other side, I haven't even been talking about this. I know we got to run here in a second here. Defensively, that front seven, not allowing Taylor, who, by the way, can get rolling pretty good and has been one of the better running backs in the game for a while. But they shut him down and they can tee off. I am really looking forward to seeing what Coach Weaver has in mind. As you said, could be 3 safeties playing at the same time, the blitz packages, and those 4 guys on the outside, the 4 veterans.
Yeah, especially, the first couple weeks here, you got your first 2 weeks, you got Daniel Jones as a starter in Indianapolis, and then you got Drake May in week 2 on the road playing in a new system, right? Like it now has Josh McDaniels and that Earhart Perkins system, which is it's a lot of volume of information that he's now responsible for, and it's only his second week getting implemented in a real game setting against a defense that's game planned for him. So I think the first couple of weeks you have the opportunity to really get rolling and showcase and really flex what you feel that strength of your defense is.
Kyle, thank you, man. I appreciate you spending some time there. 10 wins, 10-7. Boy, I'll tell you. What was the reaction on the podcast, 10-7?
You know how it is. I about half the people tell me I was too high and the other half told me I was too low. So I must have done something right.
There you went, right down the middle. Just like a field goal kicker. Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, Kyle Krabs, Locked On Dolphins podcast, NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. Brian Baldinger going to join us at 9 o'clock. A lot of stuff going on in the NFL. We'll get you caught up. And it all starts tomorrow night, man. Cowboys at Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Hey, by the way, you know what? It's a special month. It's South Florida Chevy Dealers Truck Month. We are ready to roll with our trucks, man. Hey, you're starting to look around. You work out of that truck. You're a truck person, like the family truck. Man, I'll tell you what, South Florida Chevy Dealers said, come on down and check out that durable Colorado with its standard Turbo Max engine and impressive torque. You'll get aggressive off-road capability for every adventure that lies ahead here in South Florida. Silverado 1500, always ready and steady and strong. Hey, you know what? I always say this to everybody when it comes to the Silverado HD or a Silverado 1500. Hey, man, that's how you work. That's how you make a living. And most of you out there don't work just 5 days a week. A lot of you work on Saturday and Sunday. You need a truck that works his ass off just like you do every day for a living for your family. And let me tell you, Silverado trucks are strong and durable, and we've got one with all that legendary horsepower, one of the hardest working beds in the business. That's perfect for you. That heavy-duty truck, you got to stop by this weekend, take a test drive, check out the great deals going on right now at your South Florida Chevy dealers.
with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. And Joe, we have a very strange story that is starting to catch some steam.
It's just
here,
a weird one, man. For the wealthy, I believe it's a story about one of the wealthiest owners the wealthiest owner in the NBA. But go ahead.
So anyway, this is coming from Pablo Torre here. He's saying that Kawhi Leonard signed a $28 million endorsement deal for a no-show job with a fraudulent tree planting company funded by Steve Ballmer, the Clippers owner, funded, according to documents that he obtained. It was to circumvent the salary cap.
Gosh. Well, if that's true, that's going to be a big, big problem in the NBA.
I do believe the Clippers have come out and said absolutely not. That not happen. But
yeah.
So someone's wrong, someone's right here. You asked me what would happen if that's true. I would assume that he would have to sell the team. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen anything like this.
Well, I do know all the owners in professional sports love the wealthiest men in the world to own these teams, right? I mean, it's
but they also don't want to get cheated, though, right?
No, they
Could
don't.
you imagine Mickey found out these guys are doing side deals?
Hey, and and Mickey, by the way, Mickey's worth billions and billions of dollars, but
well, they all are.
Those lot of
franchises are very.
No, you're right. You're right.
Hey, man, if the Clippers went up for sale right now, you'd have a line of these guys, fighting over each other.
On top of that, he just built a gorgeous arena.
Yeah,
he got tired of playing sloppy seconds at the Forum. What is the name of that place now? The Lakers.
Boy, it was Staples Center.
Yeah, it was
Crypto
Staples
something.
Center.
Crypto Arena.
Anyway,
Bitcoin Arena. I don't know.
By the way, cool place to walk down to.
Those statues.
Trip. Yeah,
the statues are very cool there. I did make it out.
Yeah.
There. Yep.
All of them, man.
I haven't seen the Kobe one. The Kobe one's the new one.
I haven't seen that since either. No. But cool.
But
cool
this
stuff.
is a very, very strange company. Or a strange story. The company doesn't make any sense, though. A tree planting company? Why don't you just have him on as like an advisor at Microsoft or something?
I don't know. It's
a very strange story.
He's just got so much money, like he didn't have to do this. Isn't he worth like 57 or $60 billion or some ridiculous amount of money?
The problem is, like, you got to fit these guys under the salary cap. Like, the salary cap's there. I guess you can go over and pay the tax. I don't know, Woody.
We'll see what comes out of this one, but that will jump right to the top trending stories today. One of them, for sure. They better hurry before the Cowboys and Eagles play tomorrow night. They better hurry if you want that story, because the NFL is about ready to start up, and it takes the stories. Short of a guy hitting 5 home runs in a game or a brawl, the NFL is going to be taking over the party here starting tomorrow night.
By the way, Kawhi Leonard would get some of the blame on this too, wouldn't he? Like, he had to know what he's doing is wrong.
Really?
Plus, accepting all that money when you don't even play.
If your boss, when
was the last time Kawhi Leonard played in an NBA game?
Now, didn't he stay healthy towards the end of the year?
I don't know. The Clippers always suck, so I don't know.
All right.
Boy, they've tried, man. They have tried a lot of those. He's
tried everything, and I saw they didn't want to come out. They traded away the MVP of the, and they said he tried to say they don't have any regrets. You're kidding?
So this guy says they've been working on this story for 7 months, 3,500 documents.
Wow.
Okay, man. Yeah, but the other thing, like, Kawhi he's not innocent in that.
For taking money the owner gave him?
If
and
he
tell
knew,
him, hey, here's what we're doing.
If he was like, hey, I'm starting a fake company and I'm going to pay you money out of it, that he's not innocent in it.
He didn't break any rules for him.
I don't know about that.
Hey, my boss is the one that set it up. I didn't put a gun to his head.
I guess we'll see how much knowledge of the situation he had, but good point, by the way. Stephen Ross does have the grass company, so he could,
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
What's he gonna have Tyreek Hill like? Hey, Tyreek, run fast on my grass,
Yeah.
and go. It's the fastest grass there is.
Could have brought in Micah Parsons, pay him a little bit on the team, and then hey, I'll give you a grass deal.
We really, hey, our luck would be their luck. We get busted in the first month, right, and be this huge story.
We've been busted for stuff like that.
Yeah,
before,
we don't want that. We don't need that now.
The Brady thing was sad.
Yeah, we don't want to go through that whole thing.
What a weird story, though. You don't think other teams are doing this, right? JB over here tells me, are other teams doing this? I don't know.
I'm surprised an NBA team would try to do this and think that somebody wouldn't find out.
It's arrogance, right? It's the arrogance of these rich people that think that they can do whatever they want and not get caught.
Look, if he could, there's no question. If you were to ask a guy if he could just buy a championship, he might be the one guy you think of, right? Because money's not an issue with the guy. And he loves going and sits down. He's into it.
He seems to enjoy himself. Yeah, he's like Mark Cuban.
So, damn, Woody, that's a crazy start. I don't even know.
Shame it didn't even result in any wins.
No. They go out early in the playoffs every year. They win one round and then.
Don't they still have the corpse of James Harden running around over there?
James Harden got a little bit of a second wind here, man.
Yeah.
He still has that bad game when they need him the most, but he's had a lot of good games.
James Harden's a poor man's Carmelo Anthony.
Does the ball stick to him like sticky? I don't know. Carmelo's pretty Syracuse sticky, man. That guy, man. Never saw a basketball he wanted to give up. I know that. That's for sure. All right. Hey, we've got more stuff to get to here this morning. Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL Insider, also NFL Network Insider, going to join us. We're going to talk to Baldy about a lot of news out there right now in the National Football League. Tomorrow night, it starts up. And if that's not enough, the NFL just said, you know what, high school football, I'm sorry, but Patrick Mahomes is going to play against the Chargers on Friday night. We have a Friday night football game. And then Saturday, got some great college football games. And then over the weekend, Lions at Green Bay and the Ravens at the Bills. How crazy is that? How good are those games? All right, just right off the bat, bam, right into it. No messing around. Just jump right into it.
I'm trying to digest this story first, man. This is really bizarre.
Yeah. Well, you've already decided that you would never take the money if your boss gave you that money. Right?
I like to think I'm honest.
Okay. Well, ask me. Ask me.
All right. We'll make a fake company and we'll see if you take.
I take that money.
Look, man. It's fine if Kawhi did it, but for the owner to do it, to knowingly circumvent the rules.
Different. That's different. Owner knows what he's doing. He must have thought he could get away with it, if it's true, by the way, if it's true. But he could be in some big trouble if this is true. No, then
that would look bad.
There's some other people going to have some problems.
Legal problems, you think?
Some other people that are working on this story. Hey, we're going to break here. We got Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage to tell you about. Man, you need a mortgage. You need one quickly. Boy, I'll tell you what, Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. One of the things that's made him so successful over the last 30 plus years, the guy truly has no life. He's always working. He works 7 days a week. Saturday and Sunday, he's working. Matter of fact, you're looking for a new home. He's already sitting there and working to get you qualified ahead of time, get all the paperwork done. So when you do find a place, especially first-time home buyers out there, you keep coming up short, get pre-approved. But Michael Kotze, you go out there, you know what you can spend, you got it. Bam, you're right back in the game. By the way, fixed rates in the 5s right now. If you're self-employed and been declined by the banks, he's got some great programs, including one perfect for you. He's got a great program for seniors right now. Listen to this. You can convert your home equity into money. Yeah, very popular. 62 or older, you and your spouse, you qualify to get this done. So, yeah. Michael Kotze, one of the more popular mortgages we have here in South Florida. So, hey, he's got a lot of things going on, but bottom line is it's about getting you approved, getting you that money, getting all the things done half the time at the big banks. It's called great service, and Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, he can do it. He's always working 7 days a week. Call or text him 561-441-2222. 2730 MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. Google reviews. Go to him on the web. Choice Mortgage reviews. People like Mike Okatsi at Choice Mortgage.
Miami Sport.
Hey, welcome back, and good morning to everybody, as we've been saying all morning. Tomorrow night, Cowboys at Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, and then it's off and running for the NFL, playing a bunch of different nights here in the first week. We're going to play Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday. Just taking them all, man. Taking them all. No question about it. Just get out and get them. Hey, this Novak Djokovic situation I was going to talk about here for just a second. So I didn't stay up to see it last night, and I got up this morning and saw what I had missed. So he wins again. It's amazing what he's doing. Outside of basically beating Alcaraz or Sinner here recently, he's still like the third best player in the world, like Novak at age 37 or 38, and he's the greatest player of all time. He's already won more slams than anybody. He's got 24. We'll see if he can win another one. But last night, he was playing against Taylor Fritz, the last American standing. I think the highest ranked American, too. So he beats him like he always does. He hasn't lost. He beats him every time he plays him, so he wins. But last night, the crowd was kind of rooting for Taylor Fritz, last American standing, and so not everybody was for Djokovic. And so they were getting after him pretty good. So he double faulted, and the place cheered, which is not cool. It's one thing when a guy makes, a great shot, and you cheer for, whoever makes a shot. But when you double fault, that means anyway, the Joker did not take it well. And so the ironic part of this whole thing is he's not real popular to start with, considering he's the greatest player of all time. And he is the greatest player of all time. I love Nadal. I love Federer. I do. Both of them. Biggest fan. I went to Mallorca to Nadal's tennis camp. I went over there to see it. And, but Djokovic will never be as popular as Nadal and Federer. He's already, what he's done and accomplished in his career, he's done more. But he will still, there's still a lot of people that just don't like him, find him to be whiny. And to be honest, he rubs me the wrong way. I don't root for him when he plays either. Like, he's playing Alcaraz here in a couple days. Who do you think most of that crowd's going to be cheering for when he plays against Alcaraz? Who does fun, loving, young Spaniard, and he's going to be playing against the Joker. Now, listen, the Joker seems like he never done anything to me. He's never done anything to me, but this is what we do in sports, right? We don't know him, but we watch him and we just go, I really don't like that guy. Or, hey, man, I love that guy. I love his attitude. And that's part of sports. We get people we like and don't like. I was watching Belichick. I thought he was a PR nightmare. Not only the way his team played the other night, but just looks miserable all the friggin' time. And I know it's big business. It's not Patriots business, but it's big business, what they're paying them. And college football is now big, big business. It's always been big business. We hid behind that student-athlete crap for a while, but everybody knows it's big business. And now we got athletes making a lot of friggin' money. But he did. If you didn't like Belichick and you watched him the other night, besides you were glad his team got their ass kicked, you probably just went, oh, that's why I just don't like that guy, man. There's just something about him that I don't like. He's just, then they show that picture of his girlfriend after they scored the touchdown. I'm like, why? They found her. Why? So anyway, we're all guilty, man. I'm as guilty as anybody. We got guys we cover we like and guys we cover we don't like. And just watching guys, a lot of times we've never met him, but man, I can't stand that guy. Guy sucks. What do you mean sucks? I just don't like him. I don't like him. I love when he fails. I get it. I got guys. I've had my share of guys that I'm not a big fan of, but I do know when they're damn good. And Djokovic is the guy in tennis. he's that guy. And you know he wants to be so loved by everybody. I just feel like he wants everybody to like him, and when it doesn't happen, he acts like he did last night. And he had a little bitch in him, and even his dance afterwards and stuff, he was upset for the way he was getting treated. And then he had a few really getting on him, probably had a little bit to drink. But, yeah, Novak's one of those guys. He's the greatest men's player of all time. Not up for debate. It's about slams, right? We all agree? If it's about slams, and this gets back to the other one in golf. I don't think anybody's ever done more for golf than Tiger Woods. And I love the way he played. He'd do anything. He was going to beat you. We found out a lot about him. We feel like we've kind of lived Tiger's life. But really, Tiger's not the greatest player of all time because he never caught Jack Nicklaus. But people will say, younger people, oh, no, hell no. Tiger's the greatest of all time. Jack who? What is Jack? Jack's in his 80s now. Really slowed down, but Jack Nicklaus won a ton of friggin' majors. We thought Tiger was going to get it, right? And Tiger had his own problems, his own demons, and never got there. Probably does if he stays healthy and doesn't have problems with his body, which is now broken down pretty much. But Tiger never rubbed me the wrong way. But at the same time, I wasn't a Phil Mickelson fan. There's another guy. A lot of people love Phil Mickelson, thought he was good. And especially if you like Phil, you probably didn't like Tiger. Anyway, I just wanted to mention this because of what happened last night in getting ready for the semifinal. And by the way, what's he think that crowd's going to be like when he plays Alcaraz? Is anything in tennis more popular than Alcaraz right now? Much more popular than Sinner, who's the number one player in the world. People love Alcaraz. Shot making, big personality, got a big smile on his face. He's got a little hot dog in him, can make crazy shots, that drop shot and the stuff that he does. If you like tennis, yeah, you probably really like Alcaraz a lot. Anyway, that's for a few days away, and we've got a lot more stuff to get to here as we're going to be jumping in with Brian Baldinger coming up and talk to Baldy, who, by the way, has been pretty good friends with Parsons. So we'll talk to him about that situation going on between the trade between Dallas and Green Bay. Besides all that, we also have some news with the Canes that I was going to get into, and the Canes, of course, moved up in the poll to number 5. Gators moved to 13, and Seminoles moved to 14. It's great for business. It's great for the state. I like it when everybody's playing each other, and I like when they're all good. And we used to have it that way, and it was fun. Canes come in at 5, Gators 13, Seminoles 14. Gators and Seminoles will play each other, and, of course, all three of them. Seminoles play the Canes, and the Gators will play the Canes in a couple weeks down here at Hard Rock Stadium. It's going to be one hot ticket for that game. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens with that. But this week, what is it, Bethune-Cookman? Is that who we have? Woody?
Yeah, a little scrimmage over at the
little
stadium.
thing.
Were you surprised it's almost 20 years since all those teams have been in the top 15 together?
Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe you told me that.
Wild stat. 2006
told me that
preseason poll
last night. And listen, they've all been through good times and bad times, and looked like they had it rolling. And then coach would leave, and another guy would come in. It was the wrong guy, and
Florida had their run right with Tebow. FSU had their run with Jameis.
Herb came in, had one.
Yeah.
Kane started spending money and got right back in the game with Mario, the hiring of Mario Cristobal to get back in people talking about the program again.
Just crazy. It's been almost 20 years.
Man, yeah. And everybody's like you said, everybody's been through their highs and lows with these programs so far. But it's good for business, man. Everybody's going to play each other, and hey, I'm glad to see Seminoles really good, man. I want to see what they look like. First of all, is Alabama that bad or Seminoles that good? Because they kicked their ass pretty good. That wasn't a couple of lucky bounces or a ball tipped off a defensive lineman's helmet and a guy picked it off and ran it back.
FSU's got some tough games. They got Clemson. I want to say it's on the road. They got Florida, of course. They got Miami. Like they'll have some tough games. We'll see how good they are.
SMU's
good.
SMU
Canes
looks
gonna get them too.
They got them. They got Louisville too, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Louisville looks like they got a really good team again.
They're always competitive, right?
There's not going to be too many games in this ACC. There's just not. I've done this before.
Well, there never is.
Right? You just look and
it's those games that you think would be like that have been problematic.
I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. I see Illinois going to Duke, and is it Illinois that's ranked like 12th in the country, if I'm not mistaken? They're going to play at Duke. That's going to be a hell of a game. Duke's good.
Illinois and Duke. We're talking football, not basketball.
No, I'm talking football.
All right.
Manny Diaz got this thing rolling pretty good. Can you agree besides nod your head?
Yeah, he's done a good job over there. I don't think he's a bad coach. Wasn't a great right fit here necessarily, but I think he's a bad coach. He's a good defensive coach. We know that.
Great defensive coach. But he's getting got another chance to be a head coach, and he's taking advantage of it.
You know what, man? It really matters mostly if your program's bought in or not, right? Isn't that kind of what matters now? Like, kind of trumps everything. You've seen the coaches that are out there complaining.
I want to have
getting outmatched because of money.
Right. That's the number one.
If your program's not bought in, then it doesn't matter how good of a coach.
But
you
I
got Nick Saban coaching your team. If you're not paying, you're not going to compete.
Yeah, they're not staying with Nick Saban either if he's not paying right now. If his budget is,
but it was just an example. But like, you could put the best coach out there. If your program's not putting up the money, you're not buying in, you're not going to have a chance to compete anymore.
I just think it's gutless for these guys to come out whining about it right now when they're getting ready to play.
Well, it's weird to hear the coach doing it when he's making $7 million.
And he's complaining he's got a $7 million budget. Well, why don't you give a couple million back if you're so worried you have a couple million more to spend on your players?
Well, but very highly paid employee to be complaining.
I just he's getting ready to play Oregon. Everybody knows Oregon spends money. Okay. And everybody knows who the guy is, the main guy behind it. You can see the facilities. Remember they wrote that he actually hired the AD that he wanted. And they're going, yeah, he's spending all the money. He's going to do with the athletic program what he wants. He spends all the money. They're going to get great track athletes too. Their facilities are amazing. All right. Hey, we got to go to break here. We got Brian Baldinger going to join us here in just a couple of minutes. We'll talk to him. But, hey, first I want you to protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. You got that old leaky roof, and we're coming into what could be an ugly September. And hopefully South Florida stays safe. But we are in hurricane season. You never know. It's expected to really pick up and get real active out in the Atlantic Ocean. Here's what you can do. If you got that old leaky roof, replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with a lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm and go, well, maybe we can get through one more hurricane season. Get going with Loctite right now. Don't wait for the storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff, very knowledgeable to help you get started. They cover all of South Florida with quality work. Again, Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
Sports lives here.
This update is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. Doral VW just broke the rules of gravity. Prices are falling so fast, we're checking for a crater. Volkswagen's priced like they lost their minds. Doral VW, buckle up. No one sells for less. No one. Starting with the Canes, who jumped up to 5 in the AP poll and 7 in the coaches poll. Miami will get Bethune-Cookman on Saturday night. Kickoff is at 7 from Hard Rock, and the game can be heard here on WQAM. In the NFL, Week 1 begins tomorrow with the Eagles and Cowboys. And then on Sunday, the Dolphins will head to Indy for their season opener with the Colts. And the Marlins, who fell to the Nationals 5-2. Miami will look to avoid the sweep this afternoon with the first pitch at 1:05 from Nationals Park. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Toyota of Hollywood.com. Where we are joined by Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. And Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL insider, Baldy's breakdowns. You can see him on NFL Network a lot. Baldy's great to have you back, man. Thank you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Joe. I'm like everybody else, man. I'm getting ready for tomorrow night and to kick this thing off. And, I think we all, just watching the Canes last week, and I think we're all excited about football just about everywhere in this country right now. So, we got off to a good start in college football. Now it's time for the NFL to kind of take over the whole landscape. I'm there for it all year long.
Hey, let's talk about those Canes. I know you spent a little time with Mario. You got to see. I know he wanted you to see the offensive line and stuff. What'd you think about overall how they played against that Notre Dame team?
I thought it was awesome, man. The quarterback was a question mark coming. He was injured during the offseason, but he played well. But, you just look at what Jason Taylor's doing with that defensive front. I mean, they're a physical football team. I know how Mario wants to play, and I've watched them practice. Like the way he practiced when I saw him, Joe, back in, in March and spring ball, that's kind of what they did to Notre Dame.
Yeah, you're right. He gets after it, man. You're right. He's
a good coach, Joe. He's a good coach, man. He's not putting up with any nonsense. It reminded me, honestly, of a lot of like Jimmy Johnson type approach to how you practice and the toughness that he demands.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Hey, by the way, before I forget, this Micah Parsons thing that's popped. I know you're close to him. I was shocked the trade took place. I thought last second every other deal was getting done. I thought his was. I didn't know how bad it was, and it sounded like at the end Dallas wanted to trade him. It just got to be too expensive. What'd you think of the whole deal?
I honestly, I never thought that what happened would happen. I thought, because these teams get contentious. I said when I watched training camp this year, Joe, I'm like, what in the world is Micah doing at practice? Like, if you're holding out, you want a new contract, then hold out. But if you're around there, it's too contentious. These contracts are not easy to get done. You got negotiators that all have big egos and all that kind of stuff. Like, you don't need to be in the middle of any of it. You're better off going out and going fishing for 6 weeks and until things get done. I thought the more he was around, the more contentious it got. But I never thought it would get to this point. You don't trade away great players like that, and guys that you build your team around. They don't come along very often, and they had a great one, and they let him walk. And I think it's going to show up like starting tomorrow night.
Yeah, is everybody worried about this problem with his back, or is he going to be okay?
I don't know, Joe. Honestly, I didn't know that it was when you start talking about disc problems and L4 and L5, like that's never a good sign. I mean, it's one thing to have back spasms, have a stiff back, to be sore. Another thing, if it's a real disc problem, like those things just don't go away, Joe. So, I don't know. Maybe Dallas knows more than any of us know, and their medical staff.
Hey, I haven't talked about this other topic too. Arch Manning, the hype on this kid was off the chain, and I was like, everybody needs to calm down about it. It's one thing, everybody thinks he's going to be really good. I get it. But it's another. You start saying, oh, he's going to be the first pick in the draft, and and a generational player and all the stuff that was coming out. And I was like, he's playing against a really good Ohio State team. I kind of felt bad for the kid because he looked like a deer in headlights out there.
He did, but I feel like, and maybe the same things that gave him all the hype will be the thing that will weather the storm. And, I mean, I seen Eli Manning go out there in his first NFL start, Joe, and put up a 0 quarterback rating against the Ravens. Like, there is a toughness that has to go with that position. And you may stink it up and you may look like that. He made 1 or 2 decent throws, but it was not a good performance. But, I mean, that's, he's basically a freshman. I mean, he hasn't played.
Right. That's exactly right.
Let him play into it. Like, everybody's like, well, everybody's going to be in the Archie Manning sweepstakes next year. Well, I don't think he's going anywhere. Like, he needs to play football. And just like his uncles did. Like, he needs to go out there and play and learn from mistakes. And the athletic ability is there for sure. But, I mean, playing quarterback, you only get better by playing. So let him play a few games. So let's reevaluate.
Hey, Baldy, I'm going to bring it back to the Dolphins. They get set to take on the Colts, and Patrick Paul at left tackle, Savaiinaea at left guard, Brewer at center, James Daniels, a right guard from the Steelers, and, of course, now Austin Jackson is back and will start at his right tackle position. This will be the first time all 5 have played together in this game. What do you think of their offensive line when you start talking about they got to get their running game, they got to be able to pass protect to get the ball down the field to those guys on the outside? What are your thoughts on how good this offensive line can be?
I think they can be pretty good, Joe. I'm a big Patrick Paul fan. I mean, the guy's enormous, but he also can move. I like his approach. I mean, he really wants to be a good player. And Savaiinaea has shown nothing but growth since he got in there. I think this could be they have relied on scheme and speed in order to run the football, which obviously wasn't very good last year at all. But I think they have a chance to move the line of scrimmage and to be an upper echelon offensive line. I don't think they're in the top 5. They're too young. But I think they could be in the top 15 offensive line. Like, I think they've got real ability there to move bodies and to, be able to hold up and protect Tua.
At some point, you got to run inside the tackles, though, right, too? That's got to be part of this. This can't be the outside run. Yeah, I was wondering.
And I tell you, with that, Joe, I'm a big Ollie Gordon fan. And it's been a while since Miami's been able to put 230-pound running back there. I think there's a role for this kid. He was awesome in 2023 at Oklahoma State. He led the nation in rushing. He fell off last year. The team wasn't very good around him. But he's a big back. I kind of want to see a role for him in this offense.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because he's taking advantage of two veteran guys being injured. He's going to get some carries in this game. Hey, real quickly.
Brian Baldinger here with us on QAM Insider. Calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Hey, so Baldy, listen, nationally, you know this. You're part of the shows and you see it. People really down on this Dolphins team, like I haven't seen in years. And I know we haven't won a playoff game forever. What do you think the biggest reason is as we get set for this team and to watch this season? What would it be?
Well, I mean, it's obviously number one is the health of Tua, and just what he has gone through. I mean, he's 25-15 as a starter when he starts and finishes games, but when he's not out there, they're terrible. And so I think that's the biggest reason is people doubt that he can do what he did 2 years ago and line up and start 17 games. And so I think that's the biggest reason. I think people are like, okay, enough of Mike McDaniel, enough of the filibustering and, taking forever to answer a question. I just think that's part of it. But, they might be, they have kind of fortified the roster in some spots there, Joe. I mean, signing Rasul Douglas is not a bad signing. I thought their secondary was a real weak point when I saw them in training camp. They've added some pieces there. We'll see what some of these older guys, Matt Judon, what they can give you, what's left. If Bradley Chubb can stay healthy and be effective. I mean, they got a chance to be a really good defensive front. And I don't think, you win these games with your fronts. If the offensive line comes together like I think they can, and this defensive front really gets after it, I mean, they got a chance to be a lot better than what anybody wants to say.
Yeah. Hey, Eagles still the team to beat for you, or they lose too much, or how do you feel about it, especially on the defensive side of the ball?
They look pretty stacked to me. They've been drafting guys that hadn't played a lot, so now they're getting a chance on defense. But they're a really well coached team, and they haven't lost anything on offense, and so they still might be able to run the ball with the best of them. Saquon didn't have any injuries last year. Quarterback knows how to protect the ball. I think they're still going to be as good as anybody in the NFC right now.
Yeah. On the other side, just kicking this thing off, and of course, Baltimore and Buffalo are going to play each other in Week 1, which is just unbelievable. So quickly to have two of the best teams. Kansas City still the team to beat, or could you see Buffalo or Baltimore jumping in the party, or somebody else?
Well, I can see Denver, Buffalo, Baltimore all being contenders right now, but Patrick Mahomes is still on the other side, and I'm just never going to go against that guy. And he's got a lot of speed out there. Tyquan Thornton can run, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. I think you're going to see this offense open up. I think they have the biggest issue was the left side of their offensive line, and I like what I've seen from what they have over there. Josh Simmons, the first-round pick. I think they might have fixed their offensive line for the first time. And if you give Mahomes time with this speed that he has, the big plays are going to come back to his Kansas City offense.
It's just, God, I look at Buffalo. They basically re-signed their whole team. I mean, they're pretty much in what they've added a little bit with Boza, but also the draft class they have. And they've done a nice job with the draft. How do you like them? As good as last year's team or not quite there?
I think their defense has some question marks, Joe. They've always had injuries throughout the defense. And so, they've got a lot of new pieces right there that they're counting on. A young guy like TJ Sanders. And so, Joey Bosa has not been able to stay on the field. It's been frustrating for him. And so what has he got left? I think there's real questions on defense. But offensively, when Josh Allen and the entire offensive line, the entire running game comes back, that's a pretty good starting point to go out there, and claim another division title.
Yeah. Oh, boy. We heard that a lot around here, that between New England, the handoff to Buffalo. That's where we are. Hey, Baldy, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. It's great having you back, bud. Thank you.
Yep. You got it, Joe. Each week, man. I'll be here, buddy.
All right.
Talk to you.
Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL Insider, by the way, will join us every Wednesday at 9:00. He'll be with us.
And you can also find him, Joe. He's the host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide for your insurance and financial needs. Nationwide is on your side.
All right. Hey, real quickly, Atlantic Men's Clinic. I want to talk to every guy out there going through it, man. Low T, ED, you're dragging your energy levels down. You feel like you're just in a fog constantly. You just can't get out of it. And on top of that, now you find yourself on the couch more. Where you used to be more active, but you're going, I'm slowing down. And then you're eating the same amount of food and you're going, oh boy, I just put 20 pounds on. And now what am I going to do? Then on top of that, your sex drive used to be hit and miss. Now it's just missed, not working. Nothing's going on. Apologizing to the little lady. Don't know what's going on. She, you're just getting older. Don't worry about it. It's part of life. I don't know about your part of life, but that ain't going to be my part of life. I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic and I had great results. ED, low T, goodbye. Good night. Don't come back. And by the way, quickly, it's the number one question guys ask me. Hey, Joe, if I go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, how long before I'll notice a difference if I get on the program? I say you get the PSA test done. You meet with their professionals. They put together a plan that's perfect for you, a program that's perfect for you. You get great results quickly. I'm telling you, within a couple of weeks, you start feeling better. Your energy level starts to jump up. And then on top of all that, sex drives back. Everything's good, man. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, including a brand new one in Hollywood that's fantastic. Call them today, 877-455-7300. The first appointment is the most important one. To push yourself to go down there and meet with them, you'll be glad you did. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Set up that first appointment. It makes a difference, and it works.
Chance to have a Pro Bowl Miami football player come visit an elementary school of your choice. Well, it could happen. It's WQAM's MVP experience with the Dolphins, Zach Sealer. He is on board to speak at a school. Go to WQAM.com and enter an elementary school in Broward or Dade now for a chance to get a visit from Zach Sealer, where he will speak to the students and more. For contest rules, you can head to WQAM.com.
I've done a couple of events with Zach, and I got to tell you, he's an impressive guy, man. Talk about a guy that appreciates every dollar he's made. You get cut by the Ravens, and you're kind of wondering what's going to happen. And at that point, the Dolphins were picking up everybody, and they picked him up, and they hit the jackpot on that one as he just got a second contract, new contract, and is first class, man, and wants to share it with everybody, wants to you hear him. And it works, man. It definitely works. He is special. One of the special guys on that team. By the way, we got some news too. Tomorrow, Coach Mike McDaniel will join us on the show in the 6 o'clock hour. We'll have the coach, talk to him as we get set. Talk to him a little bit about the culture and the team as they get set to open things up with nothing to lose and everything to gain in this upcoming season, starting with the Colts on Sunday on the road, then come home, play the Patriots. Man, you want to start 2-0. Get off to a nice, quick 2-0 start, and then we'll see what happens from there. By the way, I also want to thank Baldy for coming on this morning. We got Baldy on all year and get his take, Odyssey NFL Insider, and you see him on NFL Network, and he does Baldy's breakdowns as well. He likes this offensive line for the Dolphins, man. And I think everybody does. Those 5 guys got to stay healthy. More than just about any group, except Tua. They got to stay healthy. And I can't wait to see what it's going to look like. First time those 5 guys have played together will be this Sunday at 1 o'clock. How about that one? Anyway, hey, listen, we've got more stuff to get to here this morning. We got a little long-winded there. Kyle Krabs, Locked on Dolphins podcast and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. We're going to talk to him. He did a little breakdown of coaches, the players, everybody, and schedules as well. You might be surprised on what his thoughts on how good this Dolphin team can be. We'll have that for you coming up in just a moment. But first, I do want to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida and their sports medicine program they put together. I get asked all the time, where do the pros go? I go enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins. All trust those great doctors at that sports medicine program, one of the best in the country at Baptist Health South Florida. They have the top specialists, top surgeons, team doctors. They got you covered, Dade and Broward. And it's not just for professional athletes like Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Dolphins. It's for all of us, high school, college, professional athletes, and all the rest of us. Hey, we're all competitive. We all want to win, and we all get injured. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One go every day at 3 great locations in Dade and Broward County. And that's to get you back out playing the sports you love the most.
Sports live